And the keys, tempo, they time, let's go.
We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing. Getting with the coverage, we loving it all day. Picking up the news, tell us wherever the ball lay. With the NFL, NBA, they box so. Sports news in the hands of a man with fair takes. Tell them, coach, statistics and realness that's being spoke. Either hit it for the win or they hitting the goal posts. Either way, we woke up to the news of the day. Any Kenny could call it, he like to talk it out with Ray. Fast breaks down the lane, they better move out the way, or they pulling from perimeter. Curry bury the trade, yeah, they got it. Woo! Duval with the hottest, Chris and Dev like the master, and mix it up like it's Logic being modest. They been looking for that real, trying to get it feel. Sports podcast, they run it back on the real. That's a steal, yeah. They never sick, but they ill. Real sports talk going, deliver, signed and sealed. We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing.
And what's going on, everybody? We are back here live for Real Talk. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I apologize. I think I have my mic off. But we here live for Real Talk. Exciting night. Denver not doing what I did. We got a competitive game. It's been an ugly game to me, a very physical game. DeAndre Jordan getting minutes, which to me is not a good sign if I'm Denver. But Kenny, appreciate you joining me here tonight. How you feeling?
We're gonna see if we have a coronation tonight, and it's so far it's good, a little close, but looking forward to seeing whether or not we're gonna have a coronation.
I think right now what I'm looking at is somebody in Denver got to step up. It'd be great if it could be Michael Porter Jr., but he's been trash all series. Of turnover there. Denver's just looked bad. Like, I don't know how many turnovers they got. They have to have at least 6 or 7 turnovers already in the first quarter. Aaron Gordon with fouls, Jokic with fouls. Just not good basketball. Not good basketball. They are still in it. I will say the refs are definitely letting them play. A lot of hard fouls. Some poor shooting on both sides. So hopefully it's just the nerves. We're about a quarter in. And this is kind of what you get when you have two teams that have never done it at this level. How is that not a foul? What in the world? Jamal Murray misses. Michael Porter Jr. gets the big board. I will say he has rebounded well. He has been rebounding well, but outside of that, it has been hard to watch him in really this whole series. There were rumors that Tyler Herro would play in the game. I do not believe he has logged a minute yet.
That's they were saying, because I was coming home, and they were saying I was listening to the ESPN pregame, and they reported that the sideline reporter said he's playing. So
yeah, so I don't know if his conditioning is not good. He did not play in his first quarter. I will say Michael Porter Jr. 7.6 rebounds, so he's hit some floaters. Can't shoot from distance to save his life. The Heat have missed so many shots in the paint, but they're crushing them on the board still, or at least able to get a number of offensive rebounds. So Bam at 14 and 6 in the first quarter is big time, and he's just been big time all series. I don't know what Miami does in the offseason if they lose this game, but Bam has proven his value and his worth exponentially at the biggest stage. Michael Porter, I froze up there.
Tough shot.
Did he make it?
No, he missed.
No, yeah, I figured.
Yeah, 2 tough shots.
So no real surprise there. But yeah, we'll see, kind of what comes of it as we move throughout the game. obviously right now it's basically a tie game going into the second quarter. I apologize. I got a call that came in, so it froze my joint. But I do know it's close. As
Yeah, I
it
think they're up 2.
projects, okay, yeah. Heater
Yeah,
up.
Miami's up 2.
As if let's project this out. If the Nuggets win, what does that mean for them? And what do you think that means for the Heat, in your opinion?
Um, well, I think for the Nuggets, I think it's the start of potentially a championship window for them to really go on a run here. Because I was talking to some friends at work. I got some buddies at work that we get together and talk sports at lunchtime. We were talking about it, and I was telling them, I was like, when you look at their core, the core of their team, one is signed already. They're already locked down, and they're young. Like Michael Porter Jr. is young. Jokic is still young, 27, I think he is. Jamal Murray's 25. Porter Jr. is 23. So, those three, quote unquote, big threes they're all locked up to long-term contracts and they're young. So it's just a matter of them, whether they're able to continue to surround them with the amount of talent that they need, or, with the supporting cast that they need to continue. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, from the Nuggets perspective, what they do with Bruce Brown, because they may have to pay a little more to keep him around, because he's really proved his worth in this series. And just as a guy that's a great a piece to have, that's like just gets in where he fits in and just makes plays. So I think he's made himself some money in this offseason. And the fact, he went down a 1-year deal, they're gonna have to really decide whether or not they're gonna to have, potentially have to overspend a bit to keep him there. I think, the other parts, like the Andre Jordans, guys like that, I'm probably sure Reggie Jackson's, guys like that, they probably won't be back. But I do think that they have a real chance to really make a run here and contend for a championship, and maybe, be a team that goes to multiple, 2 or 3 finals in these next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I know we've broached the question as far as what they can do. Braun, I think Braun can fit in. I think KCP, is he on a 1-year deal, or they gave him a couple years?
I think he got a couple. Yeah, I think he got one more after this.
Okay, so that works, and I think that's about right. I don't know how much longer you would want to hold him at his age. So, in that case, they seem like they are in a good spot. I was trying to confirm how much longer he has on his deal. Yeah, he signed a 2-year, $30 million deal. So yeah, he's good to go for 2 years. Oh, well, he does have a player option. 23, 24 next year. Next year is a player option.
Okay, so they still got him for at least 1 more year.
Yeah, he'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2025.
Gotcha.
And if he continues to play at this level, I think he's definitely valuable. Jimmy Butler, tough layup there to start the second quarter. He did start the second quarter. It looks like Joker stayed on the bench, and Aaron Gordon is also on the bench to start the second quarter. So we'll see kind of how that goes. And man, this is just sloppy. Man, oh man. Jamal Murray, are you going? This is sick. Miami looks like a fast break and a foul. Jimmy Butler back to the line. This is just bad. Like, I don't know if this is nerves or what this is. This is not the same Denver team I've been watching.
They're not really sharp right now, and they're kind of playing real disconnected. So, but even having said all that, it's still just a 2-possession game. So
that it is.
You are concerned to a degree, but it hasn't gotten to the point where they really kind of run away from them. So they're kind of catching a break right now.
And I think that's part of that is the Heat just haven't been shooting well enough. Nobody's been hitting 3-pointers, really in either side for a lot of this series. So I don't know. we'll see kind of as this game progresses, if people kind of calm down, if somebody can find the basket. I know Jimmy missed 2 free throws earlier. He did make these 2. So it is a 6-point game. Aaron Gordon has returned. He does have 2 fouls, so we'll obviously have to watch that. But where is Jamal Murray? Like, your team needs you right now. That was a great pass, and you bounce Michael Porter. So trash. Like, you have the ball, go up strong. You doing all that bouncing and hop step and get into a rhythm. Just go up. Go up.
Yeah, he went up soft.
This is This is hard to watch. And I'm excited to watch it, but man, this is just not the quality or caliber of basketball I want to see at this level. And they are letting them play. Bruce Brown got hacked. Oh, and they called a 24-second violation. That wasn't a foul? Holy moly.
No. Oh, sir.
All right. I guess they've been letting them play. But yeah, the ball was not out of his hand. But man, that was a physical contest. 4 blocks for Miami, 2 blocks for Denver. Lots of turnovers. Miami is currently up 6. So we'll see kind of how that goes. Kevin Love for 3, a little short. But we will keep it moving and obviously keep you guys up to date. So kind of in that same vein, Jimmy Butler, I don't know if you saw his statement on the Hall of Fame, but in so many words, he said if he gets into the Hall of Fame, he's not going to go. He appreciates the gesture, but he's not interested. Now, that could be, actually, let me get the quote. I'm not worried about the Hall of Fame. It's an honor. It is, but I could care less. And that he would not attend the ceremony. So my question for you is, when you look at his body of work, you look at his resume, the perception of him around the league, in the event that they don't win this finals, what is Jimmy Butler's legacy? Like, what's his player comp? Is he a Hall of Famer? Was he a really good, tough guy? Like, or what do you see him in that realm as of this point?
Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer in my opinion. Because when you look at his resume, you got multiple time All-Star, led 2 teams to the NBA Finals where he was the lead guy. Even if things go the way it's looking, and even though he's going to come up short, I don't think anybody really in both cases are really going to really blame him per se for losing the final. Like, in both of these final series, they weren't expected to win. So I don't really think that that's going to really hurt his legacy as that much. But I think he's done enough in his resume to be a Hall of Fame. He also won a gold medal too, I believe, in the Olympics. So I think he's got enough on his resume right now to where he can make a legitimate case to be a Hall of Fame. But I'm not really putting much stock into this right now. I think he's talking off emotions. I think it's one of those things where he's more focused on the task at hand. So I think he might have been asked that question like during the finals, where he would just like, to me, his emotions are speaking more than what he really, how he really feels. So I think he just caught up in the moment per se, and I don't believe that. There's no way that if he gets elected to the Hall of Fame, he's not going to show up. I would be shocked. So I'm not believing what he's saying on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's similar to when they asked Joker, how does he feel about 30-20-10?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, that's a big deal. Like, I joked about the Adam Silver calls, but this is ridiculous. Like, that Jimmy Butler was not a foul. That was all ball. And I'm seeing the Nuggets getting whacked. So I'm not sure what's up. That was, I thought, more contact there. It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's Miami's game plan, is they're really trying to increase their level of physicality and trying to make them uncomfortable. So And it's to me, it's a really good game plan because I think that's what makes Denver really function offensively is when they're able to flow, when they're able to cut
Aaron Gordon
freely.
just picked up his third foul.
Oh wow, yeah, you're a little ahead of me.
And that's what I'm saying. Like they're calling. Let me see this on the replay. That's all ball. He got him with the body late, but that is 2 bad calls back to back. And that's Aaron Gordon's third foul. Like, this is just not good officiating. And it seems a little one way right now. I'm not going to lie to you. And I don't really care.
You could say he got him on the
He had the ball way early.
He did on the they might have, looked at the follow. They were looking at the follow through, and he got him a little on the elbow and with the body. So
you can't make that mistake with Aaron Gordon in his third foul, in my opinion. At home,
hey, listen, this is one of those calls where it's consistency. So if
but this hasn't been.
Play. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're letting them play, then that call that play right there, you let that go because that was pretty much the same play. The play a couple of plays before when they had the shot clock violation.
Right. And so that's all I'm saying. Just
I understand.
Let's keep it consistent now. And we've changed the course of really this first half with Gordon probably having to sit. So great. Michael Porter Jr. Leave him self-check. He is absolutely dog crap. But he's a hustler. But I'm letting him shoot all day. He's Draymond Green. He's Dennis Rodman.
It's getting to him.
You got it. Because, man, there's no confidence. Everything is short.
You can see it.
So we will see. And as I was saying, this has been a very physical game. But let's be clear. It is not nearly as physical as Mayweather's fight night. So I don't know if you all got a chance to witness. I don't know which one to call it: a mess, a great marketing ploy, a people being people, whatever you want to lump it in as. What a night! So for those of you who don't know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Fought John Gotti III. And there was a Blueface and Krishan performance, if you guys know who they are, just to give you an idea of what kind of mood was set. Jocelyn Hernandez of Zeus Network also performed. So again, just painting the picture of the type of event we're dealing with. And wow, they didn't call a foul there. Surprising. Good strip by KCP. And he'd been the one fouling 3-point shooters. So yeah, hey Dev, shout out Dev, doing the grown-up thing, out with graduation. Hopefully you're able to at least watch the game a little bit. Duncan Robinson with a big 3. So shout out to him, shout out Con Man. Been a minute, good to see you.
What up?
Yeah, they said it was an exhibition, but I think Floyd knew my last couple exhibitions, people wasn't really tuning in. And it sounds like Zeus paid him a lot of money because he's fought on there like twice now. And we know the fee he commands. So my question for you is, was it legit or was all of this orchestrated?
I don't know. Like I told y'all in the group chat, I'm out on these exhibitions. Like I'm not mad at Floyd. Get your money. You money Mayweather for a reason because you clearly are able to get these bags. So I'm not mad at you for getting these bags. I'm just not interested. So like I saw, the video of it or the highlight of it of how everything kind of went left. And that to me that's like to me that's the sign that this might be it because I think it's now just almost turning into WWE. And then scenes like this kind of makes it even more so like WWE. So I think he's going to start losing his credibility. And I think this might be it for him getting these bags for these exhibitions because it's really starting to turn into a clown show. And I know that's not how he wants to represent himself or his brand.
I don't know. And that's the part. I don't know who he is anymore. Like, he's definitely not a boxer. Like, that's not his forefront. I think he's an entertainer.
Yeah.
And so if I view him as an entertainer, this is entertainment. It shut down the internet. No one's talking about T.O.'s fight. No one's talking about anything else. There was a number of boxing matches and fights over the weekend.
That's what I was watching.
Amanda Nunes fought, and nobody cares because Floyd did what Floyd does. I was surprised there was a good amount of crowd there in Miami for that event, and I don't know if we'll get a rematch. I didn't like the threats afterwards by Gotti's family towards Mayweather's
That's what I'm saying. That's the part that to me, that's the part to me that makes it a clown show. Like, it's now getting over the top. It's too much. Like, you threatening family members now. Come on.
Yeah, that I didn't like that. I thought that was pretty distasteful, even in the name of content. But I remember Floyd and Conor McGregor's press tour when they was running around.
Oh no, they was talking real reckless.
It was some stuff being said. So I guess this is the next iteration of that. Now grooming the families to get their own bags, maybe, or maybe I think her name's Yaya. I think that's who his daughter is. Mm-hmm. Maybe she, is trying to get her started. I know this was the reveal of their son, of her, an NBA young boy's son. It was like, if you want to see him, tune in. So I don't know really what to think. I will say the stoppage was a bad stoppage. I don't know what Kenny Bayless was doing, but that stoppage was unnecessary. Now, John Gotti refusing to acknowledge the fight was over, that's different. I don't know if that was scripted. I don't know if he was just blown. I don't know about that part, but I can do without this aspect of it. For me, it is fitting for Zeus Network. That's kind of what you get there.
I've never even heard of it. Like, what type of content is on there?
The worst of the worst.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Kirk Franklin's son. When they got into it, he got on there.
Okay, gotcha.
It was the bad boys. Like, it's not the content. It's not for me. If you enjoy seeing our people in a positive light, that ain't the channel for you.
Oh yeah, no thanks.
So yeah, I just not really my thing. I tried to watch it for free late, but the stream wasn't working and it wasn't that serious to me. So hopefully they got out of it what they wanted, but I'm good on that. And there's Joker going to the basket tough, and Kyle Lowry out there flopping, trying to get the third foul. Which I get. That's your job. But Joker was more aggressive. And I think he's gonna have to be aggressive.
I don't know if I don't think he's staying down that long. I think he took a shot.
I'll wait
down for a little bit.
I'll wait for the replay. If they show it. Here we go. Let's see. No, this is yep. No, that was a flop. You'll see in just a moment. Kyle Lowry doing Kyle Lowry things. He should be fine for that BS. He just tried to pull off. But I am still, as much as people are talking about Jimmy Butler, I am still waiting for Jamal Murray to introduce himself in this game. The team has managed to keep it close, but I remember in game 2 when he didn't show up, Jamal Murray has 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 of 3 from 3, 1 of 5 from the floor. That is just not good enough, in my opinion. So we will see. Oh, that was good D. And we have a 4-point game. Good defense. And this is where Jimmy Butler needs to show up and kind of stem the tide. You can see Denver's getting back into the game, had got up to 10. They got 8 turnovers.
Stringing stops together.
Yeah. And where's Tyler Herro? We're halfway through the second quarter.
I don't know. I don't. We may not see him tonight because the one thing I did forget to say, the other thing that they reported as well was while he is available tonight, they
Mhm.
weren't going to change their rotations. They wanted to keep those guys in their rhythm. So, take that for what it's worth. So that could just mean he may just be, breaking, in case of emergency type of situation.
I mean, appreciate that comment. Appreciate the support. Share that out. My issue with you there is Gabe Vincent's 0 of 5. So I get the rotation, but he ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah.
Why not see what you got there with Tyler Herro, especially when they had Gordon and Jokic off the floor? I feel like that was an opportunity to try and get him maybe a couple minutes, just see where he's at, maybe get him run a play or two for him, see how he's feeling. But if he sits for the whole first half, I feel like that's asking a lot to come off the bench
it's probably more than likely
in the second half. So maybe it
that
was just
he's
a ploy.
kind of keeping them on their toes, and maybe
Gamesmanship.
make them kind of change their prep, maybe that type of deal.
Yeah. John, you're right. I've been critical of Bam, but every chance I get, I give him credit. He's looked great in these finals. He's been by far, in my opinion, the Heat's best player. I think he might be looking at Jimmy Butler like, bruh, you gonna come along for the ride here? Because my ceiling is maxed. Like, he's still Bam. I don't think we're gonna get a 40 and 15 game out of him. Like, I just don't think that's really in his repertoire. He's at 14 and 8. I could see, another maybe 30 and 12, maybe on a great night. But I just don't think he's going to go get you 40 triple-double or anything like that. So, K-Love 0 of 3 from 3, 9 minutes. They're 2 of 10 from 3, and the Nuggets are 1 of 10. So, a combined 3 of 20 between the two teams.
Now, the question is what happens now? Do these teams still keep shooting and forcing threes, or do they start attacking the basket and getting to the mid-range?
I'll be honest, that last possession, it looked like Joker said, I'm over it. In that flop by Lowry.
Yeah.
I think he's like, all right.
Yeah, not for that. Yeah.
This is too much. And if Murray, you ain't gonna do it, let me get that.
Body bumping.
So hopefully, for the sake of competition, he doesn't get a foul here. I'd rather not see him in foul trouble. I'm sure Miami fans would love to see him in foul trouble, but I want to see the best players playing and determine it that way. In other news, did you see that Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney were at the same party this weekend?
I did not. That's interesting.
Oh, look, David Thompson, a Nugget. LaFonso Ellis. Okay, there's some royalties slightly.
Skywalker.
Eric Andre. I think he's like an actor. It is just hard picking, slim picking.
Oh, yeah. He's on SNL, right?
And I think you're right. I know the face. Yeah, I'm not a SNL guy.
I'm not a big watcher either, but I think I seen them. Seeing them on there.
Kyle Lowry with a huge 3 in the corner.
Tough shot.
Tough shot. That's why he's here. If you're asking all time, John, I would have to do a little bit more looking. I would say off the top of my head, if I go Bird, McHale, Shaq, Kobe, I had another Magic, Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just quickly off the top. You could add in some of those Warriors teams of Steph, KD, LeBron, Kyrie.
D Wade and LeBron.
Like I think it's a
Jordan
little
Pickman for sure.
I think it's a little early
Jordan
for that
for sure.
I've been getting into it at my cigar spot with the guys on my Scottie Pippen takes. They have been just livid.
He's doing it to himself, though, man. He ain't disrespectful.
I was talking about his playing career. I said I didn't think he was a superstar, and they were very against that. Kyle Lowry with another big 3. Get to it, Kyle Lowry. I ain't gonna bring Van Vleet in for me just yet. So, or Kyrie, another strip. Oh my goodness, another turnover, and Jimmy Butler loses it. No, that is off of Miami. What is happening? This is such bad officiating. I don't care what you say. This is atrocious. And let me see if I missed it.
Did they fix it?
Nope.
Did they fix the call? Let's see.
Nope. Miami ball. I don't know.
Oof.
Caleb Martin.
It did touch his fingertips.
It did, but like I said, it's been clear to me. Whoa, Chris, shout out to Chris, my Temple, known from Temple, good dude, but I think Kyle Lowry's showing his worth tonight, and I'm not a Kyle Lowry fan.
I was going to say, I think if he could continue to play in this type of role, he still add some value to a team as a backup point guard.
Yeah,
I think he's as a starting point guard. Yeah, I think those days.
I don't know what the heck that was, but great save by was that Gabe Vincent or Max Strus stepped on the line, turnover. Good almighty. I agree, Dev. Absolutely atrocious, and the players ain't much better. Like, I'm glad this is the finals, so I'm gonna watch it. But this is bad basketball. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it's all around.
I don't even know if it's nerves.
You know what's crazy is that it's literally all around. The teams are playing bad. The referees are bad. Like, this thing is all every phase of the game right now. This is crazy.
Missed free throws, missed shots, turnovers. And these are, like, some of these shots aren't even close. Like, these are like world-class bricks. We're not rattling in and out. We just bricking joints. We building subdivisions tonight in Denver. Like, Lord have mercy.
See,
I'm available. Man. I can shoot some bricks. Trust me. Believe that.
Size. They just going to get it off the glass though.
Yeah, they working them, but bam, that was a bad pass that worked out. Jimmy in the post. The ball didn't even get to the rim. Like, Joker throwing jump passes from half court. They did call a block there, but this is y'all might be enjoying this game, but this is something else for a closeout game. Finals.
Yeah,
this is not
definitely
this is not it. But let's keep it moving. There was boxing. So I was talking about Shakur Stevenson. He sent, and I wish I should have grabbed the video. It wasn't. My cousin in my group chat said it's Murray point shaving. It's bad. Like, I don't know what he's doing because, like, this is ridiculous. But what happened was Shakur Stevenson sent Devin Haney a bottle at the pool party. Very nice location. And when you get a bottle sent, a sign comes with it. And so the sign said, "Sign the contract."
Oh.
So this was at a very popping party, I think is fair to say. And apparently Shakur Stevenson actually tweeted, "Y'all let that man cap too if you want." That was 37 minutes ago. It looks like actually they're going back and forth on Twitter as we are live. Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are going back and forth on Twitter. Shakur Stevenson said, "Here you go, capping for the internet." I'll let y'all read it. I'm not going to give y'all the play-by-play, but they are going back and forth. Devin Haney said, "This is clown stuff, Bob. Jay Prince and I don't know what he talking about." So Jay Prince is now somehow involved, for those of you who know who he is. John, we talked on Dalvin Cook last Thursday. We do got some football topics, but it's finals night, so we'll get to those when we get to them. But I'm not surprised. It sounds like Miami is where he wants to be, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up there.
He's just this is just a contract. This is just money situation now. It's just them waiting for him to come down on his number because apparently he wants a little more than teams are willing to pay right now. So that's all that is to me.
Yeah, that position doesn't seem to be getting paid a whole lot, though. So
nah, man, you get done dirty.
Yeah, Bruce Brown missed free throw. Like, they need intervention or something at halftime, or Michael's secret stuff. because this is something. Hopefully the halftime broadcast is better than the game we're watching, because they be struggling too. But so yeah, Shakur and Devin Haney are actually going at it right now. So feel free to open your Twitter and see that exchange. It's hopefully going to lead to a fight.
I'm not for the keyboard boxing. Let's get this done in the ring.
Oh, Kyle Lowry took a shot to the head there, but he jumped right up. Now I think he was shooting. I think that should be a shooting foul, in my opinion. But it looks like they're trying to say he was on the ground because he got sat on as he was trying to elevate. I don't know. And it was a 2-pointer anyway. He stepped inside the line. But interesting. So yeah, I love to see that. Like, I'm with it. You know, I'm the drama guy. We had a good time with Zion last week. I'm gonna leave him alone this week as best I can. She ain't left him alone, but I'm gonna leave him alone. But yeah, I enjoy it. Like, but to your point, it needs to end in a fight. If they do all this back and forth, and then Devin Haney go fight T.O. or Shakur fights Isaiah Cruz or Rolly, then I don't really care. Oh, speaking of which, Adrian Broner also fought this weekend, and Mayweather definitely stole that shine. KCP just airballed a layup on a fast break, shot the ball over the rim on the other side of the backboard. Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh!
Like, who are these people?
I hope he got fouled, because that was bad.
The Monstars have taken everybody. Like, what is this? This game is worse than Space Jam 2. Like, this is getting out of control. But yeah, Adrian Broner fought this weekend, got himself a W with Al Heyman. What's
Don King?
Don King. And he called out Rolly. He called out Rolly Romero. So obviously Mayweather camp. I think the trash talk and that would be great theater. Whether or not the fight would actually happen and how quality of a fight it would be, I'm not sure, but I think I would like that for Adrian Broner. If he's serious about his return, by all accounts, he looked pretty good. So Bam at 18-9.
Well, good for him. I'm glad that I'm glad that he was able to get a dub, and make some money. Although messing with Don King, I really don't know how much money you're gonna wind up making. But that's another story for another day.
I would like to believe Don has grown to be a better businessman, and Adrian has lawyers looking over that because of the reputation. Did that actually happen in either event? I don't know. Adrian Broner, if he gets taken advantage of, we will hear about it. And so far, things seem to be so good. So,
I ain't gonna lie. When is the last time you seen Don King promoting a big fight? Like, I don't even know. I didn't even realize that he was still promoting fights, to be honest with you.
In my opinion, he was just standing there. Promoting is a very loose word we're using. He looked like Joe Biden. He could barely stand up. They both look like they shouldn't be doing the jobs they doing. But
oh boy,
that's neither here nor there. But I do want to get into something different. And we actually were talking about boxing and the contracts and Don King potentially taking advantage. How did you hear kind of about Lionel Messi coming to Inter Milan or Inter Miami and the contract situation?
Yeah, I made a little.
So my question for you is basically
based off of that.
You said what?
I made a stock play based off of that. I'll tell you in the group chat.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested now because I like a good stock tip. Shout out to the stock market. It's been rocking the last couple of days. Amazon, Apple. Man, keep up the good work, guys. But yeah, so Lionel Messi basically got an amazing deal that he's going to get paid directly from, speaking of Apple, through their streaming service of the MLS, whatever their app is. He has the ability to purchase a team for $25 million The same thing, same deal David Beckham has. He gets paid, I think, off jersey sales of the team. He gets his actual salary. And there's like some other nuggets and things in there that in any other league
that's
is
impressive.
definitely circumventing the salary caps and things that is against other leagues protocols. My question is, in this era where sponsorships are everything, advertising is so big, gambling is so big, do we think that sports are going to start to we were so worried about the NFL giving fully guaranteed deals. Do we think that maybe they can start looking at other avenues? Would the players have to fight for that? Or do you think this is just unique to soccer because one man can, in the great words of Ye, have so much power?
I think, well, first, let's salute MLS for the creativity. Like, I
Heck
just,
yeah.
I think that's super, super smart and super creative. So, that's the first thing. I don't know, because then you start getting into collective bargaining and all that other stuff, which is, and legal situations. So I don't know what if that's even possible to do in the other leagues because of the collective bargaining agreements that they have. But I'm sure that I'm sure if I'm looking, at the other sports league, I'm sure they're looking at this and seeing and doing their due diligence to check to see if there's an availability for them to incorporate it into with their situations with their players, because it's definitely super smart. So it could be, he could set a trend that could impact the entire sports, the sports landscape. So this is we definitely got to stay tuned to this.
Also, and we don't really cover soccer, but when I went to Paris a couple months ago, I went to see Messi and Neymar and them. Mbappe is opted out as well, so he'll be leaving PSG. It sounds like. Also, I don't think he's coming to America because he's really young and he can get a lot of money playing in Saudi. That's the other part. Apparently, Messi turned down like $1.3 billion deal. So clearly, he and we can, I guess, get to Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy and them turning down their deals. We're not really a golf show, but that's a big deal.
We're on big money, so we might as well just stay with it.
But in that, and I was actually trying to pull up the contract really quick because there was some other really unique incentives. So let me see. He's still getting 60 mil per year as his deal. Oh, that's just his breakdown of how much he'll get. 150 million. So he'll get MLS season pass subscription on Apple TV paid by Apple. He'll get a portion of Inter Miami shirt sales paid by Adidas, and the possibility of him acquiring an MLS franchise at the end of his career. David Beckham bought Inter Miami for $25 million. With this Messi acquisition, they're now valued at over $600 million. So the blueprint is there. The standard $25 million is something that Messi will also have the opportunity to do. So shout out to MLS. These tickets are crazy. I will not lie to you that I went to see him in Paris. I don't know what the ticket's going to be like here in DC, but I might got to find my way there. He's just box office. Seeing him play was really, really cool to see. I was sitting in the fan section, which was a whole different experience.
Oh, man.
You didn't get to sit the whole game. They were chanting. They were yelling. I was on my phone one time trying to take a picture. They told me you can't use your phones. You were just here to cheer. There was lighting flares. Like, it was nuts. It was different. Like, we was under this flag thing. I didn't realize where I had bought the ticket. I just thought I bought one of the cheaper tickets. But in hindsight, great experience, but what an experience. That was a lot. But yeah, 51-44 at halftime. I think other sports, it's difficult. But I think the way the NIL works, I could see, like, for instance, Wemby would be the type of talent to me that would be able to dictate some kind of contract. I think you have to have that premier talent that I think in the NBA they already have built in. Same with the NFL.
Yeah, he definitely can't. Because they got those scales, so he definitely couldn't do anything on his NBA contract. It would definitely have to be outside money.
But I think this is an opportunity. And if I'm the players of these leagues, I'm probably need to start looking around. A-Rod, I think he owns part of the Timberwolves, but there's different ways to try. We see a lot of athletes. LeBron wants to own the team. LeBron at the end of his career, maybe if he signed a 1-year deal to play in Orlando or somewhere that they would want him to play with his son, giving some kind of incentive. I think that would be something to look at. I don't think it'll happen, but it was very interesting to see for sure. But I want to go down south, and I don't know. Did you get a chance to see the University of Florida track and field?
I didn't see it, but I saw the what they had done. So yeah, that was super dope.
Absolutely. So I wanted to take time, and again, I know we're touching on a number of sports we don't usually touch on, but it's that time of year, and news is news. So yeah, they honored a number of different things. They won, and I was trying to see Mike Holloway. That is his name. Is the head track and field coach at the University of Florida and just won his 13th national championship this past weekend. And nobody's ever heard of him. And if this was John Wooten or, Roy Williams or Coach Krzyzewski in basketball or Nick Saban in football,
Absolutely.
we laud and applaud these people. But 13 championships, I don't care what sport you play. You could be playing pickleball for all I care. That's impressive. And that needs to get more attention. I don't watch a lot of ESPN or FS1, but I don't know that this was shouted out. Oh, it's funny. On this commercial, talking about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I just saw that earlier this year when I was walking around. So that's cool. But just shout out to him. That level of sustained excellence is rarely seen. And I wish it was highlighted more. So I wanted to take this opportunity on our show to highlight him, a minority at that, doing big things in a very, very competitive field. Like track and field, especially in Florida, is
for sure
is really at the pinnacle outside of maybe Texas. But Florida athletes are renowned for speed. Tyreek Hill and a ton of other guys. So for him to put this together is definitely a salute and shout out to him. I didn't know if you had anything else you wanted to add. I talked a little bit there.
No. I just wanted to touch on your point about the in Florida in terms of the speed. It's something in the water down here because they literally breed athletes down here in terms of guys being able to run and jump. It's stupid, man. Because I see some kids, man, in terms of speed, it's just ridiculous. So to your point, man, you getting now, I'm sure he's getting the best of the best, but the fact of the matter is that there's so many to choose from. The fact that him having to narrow down who he actually selects for that team, I'm sure is a tough task in itself. But like you said, he needs to be celebrated because this is unprecedented. This is historic, and it needs to be celebrated. And he needs to be shouted out because he's dominating on a high level. So he needs to be commended for sure.
Absolutely. So again, shout out to him and the accomplishment. Shout out to the University of Florida, a college that as a kid I wanted to attend, but that's because I didn't know how much it cost. And as I got older and realized how much that cost, I changed my mind. But shout out to the Gators on the job well done.
Ain't no joke.
No joke. While we're at it, shout out to Oklahoma women. I think they won the third straight softball championship.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest softball fan, but I appreciate greatness. The same way UConn women's basketball.
Gotta give it to them. That's right.
Hey, Oklahoma, respect to y'all. And I don't know if you got a chance to see the press conference, but really stand up ladies, standing on what they believe in. It was deep. They talked about feeling the pressure. How do you stay happy? And they said, happiness comes and go. Joy comes from your savior. So that was really impactful for me that on that stage, on that opportunity, they gave it up the way they should, and not that fake stuff that people be doing after a fight where they just thank somebody that, you know. So that was really cool to see from them. Yeah, so let's get to we're moving right along here. This game has this high time tonight is taking forever. But free agency is coming. Do you know when NBA free agency starts?
July 1st, I believe. That's when it usually starts. Usually, July 1st is usually.
Yeah, because I think Kevin Durant was July 4th weekend when he made his
decision. It's usually July 1st. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like, we're pretty much gonna go. It's gonna be bang bang because we're gonna go right from the NBA Finals to the draft, and then right to free agency and summer league. So they're gonna really, it's gonna come quick these next few weeks.
So I am excited for that. With that being said, I believe, based on what I'm looking at, obviously there could be some surprises, some opt-outs. Fred VanVleet has been, I guess, the first quote-unquote domino to fall, saying that he is going to, in fact, opt out and become a free agent. He was scheduled to make, I think, $22 million. I think that's a no-brainer for him. My question for you is, where do you think is his best fit, and should he demand more money than Jalen Brunson?
I'll answer the second part first. I'm sure he is going to demand more money than Jalen Brunson, but he's more valuable than Jalen Brunson. That's a whole nother story. Like, to me, I don't think he's as efficient as Jalen Brunson. I think, it's kind of having to do with his size. And then, I had him a couple of years ago in fantasy, and I saw his inefficiency up close and personal. So,
and you think that's him, not a product of the system and teammates he was playing with?
It could be.
Because I don't think he was getting a lot of great shots, and I don't think they were running a lot of plays for him. That team is kind of a mess.
It could be. You have a point there. It could be. To your point, he could be more efficient with more talent around him. So, that does remain to be seen. But I'm just not sure. I guess maybe I'm hating a little bit because of the size. To me, with his size, I'm just not sure how much money you're going to commit to him, because I'm not sure if he's an
NBA champion.
He is. But I'm not sure if he's a 3. I'm not sure.
Wait a minute.
I'm not sure if he's a.
Why do you like his size? Him and Jalen Brunson are the same size.
I don't know. Maybe Jalen's a little sturdier to me, and I don't think VanVleet is 6'1". Maybe I'm tripping. He about 5'11" to me, but that's only a couple of inches.
He's listed 6'1", 197. VanVleet. Jalen Brunson's listed as 6'1", 190. According to Basketball Reference.
I don't know. Maybe I'm hating a little bit, or maybe I don't think he's as tall as
VanVleet last year was 19.3, 4 rebounds, 7.2 assists. Brunson was 24, 3.5, and 6.2.
Okay, and again, that's in the neighborhood. I mean, it's in the range. So, but to your point, I don't think he had as many touches offensively probably as Jalen Brunson did. So. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch any Toronto games this past season, so I couldn't really tell you. So I do think that he's going to definitely look to shoot for the moon in terms of his contract situation. I'm sure, but I'm just not sure in terms of the fit. Maybe Miami, that could be a place for him. I think he would fit well with those guys. But I really don't see a whole lot of other spots where I could picture him coming in terms of, because I think with him, he wants to go to a playoff contender because he's got a championship. So in terms of contending teams, I don't know. And starting as for a starting point guard situation, maybe Boston.
Who's starting in the Clippers?
Oh yeah, Clippers. That's a good one. Maybe the Clippers. So maybe those are probably the best two, I think, situations that he will look into. Because I don't think, the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers can afford him.
If Phoenix doesn't get Harden, who? No,
Maybe that could be, but again, I don't know
I think he
money
fits that
wise.
system pretty good. But
Yeah,
they would
yeah,
probably have to move 8.
yeah.
They would,
That's what I mean. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying in terms of contract wise. I'm not sure if they could fit him in. I think it's the same situation with the Lakers. Like, he would have to take a haircut to be able to play for those teams. So it all depends on what his priority is. If his priority is you feel like this is going to be his last chance to get a max, he may just go ahead and go with the situation that's going to get him the max. But
he's 29, born in 94. Man.
Yeah, so it may be this probably is it. So he's going to probably try to get one more max before he gets up.
And for what it's worth,
career.
He's from Rockford, Illinois. I don't know how close that is to Chicago, but Chicago also might need a point guard because apparently Lonzo Ball may never play again.
Now the question is, what do they get an exception for him because of his situation? So that remains to be seen. So that's an interesting one too. They could definitely use him. That would be an upgrade for them in terms of the point guard spot.
And I will
be back.
I will throw my hat in the ring. Washington, we also.
Oh yeah, you can use it would definitely be an upgrade over Monty Morris for sure.
If we compare him, I don't know what Kyle Kuzma's going to do. He's been really quiet on that front. But Beal, Van Vleet, and Kuzma, I can live with that. I think you can do some.
Yeah, that's solid.
If we can sign and trade KP for something, then that'd be even better. Like, and they're back at it with this basketball again. Michael Porter Jr. shoots a pull-up 3 in transition because you've hit so many threes.
Pass.
You've hit so many threes. This is ridiculous. I think to Kenny's point, I don't know from a money standpoint what the Lakers have to offer because y'all still got to figure out what y'all doing with Austin Reeves. And he said he want the bag.
Of course.
And I don't think LeBron or AD are about to take pay cuts for Fred VanVleet at this point in their careers or ever in their careers.
Well, it's too late. They already signed their deals. They can't.
LeBron can't. This is his opt-out year. Next year's his opt-out. Because I know he had a 2-1, I thought. So
yeah. I think it's next year.
Okay. So yeah, they stuck with that. So interesting times.
Thank you, Michael Porter Jr. for attacking the basket. Appreciate it.
And he played some good defense there. Jamal Murray, would you please get into the game?
He can't buy a basket right now. He just had a little run of that didn't go down the previous possession.
Damian, I think that's all right. If I compare him with what's the wing? Not Lonnie Walker. Who stayed there?
Keldon Johnson.
Keldon Johnson and Wemby. That might be something I can build for the future. With Pop.
Not bad.
Leading it.
Not bad. And I think they
got some money.
No. It's Houston. I think they got some cap space. It's Houston. I know that has a whole bunch of cap space.
Yeah, but Houston got a bunch of guards, and they're trying to.
I was thinking about. I knew it was a Texas team that had a lot of cap space, but it's Houston.
Yeah, and Dallas. I think Dallas is okay at the point guard position.
Yeah.
So hey, Jamal Murray attacks the basket and gets a layup. Look at that! Shocker, shocking times. So slightly better looking basketball. Kevin Love, big shot. Let's go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We getting some action. We getting some quality action here. The coaching might have settled some of these boys down, and we're gonna have a race to the finish. Currently, Miami 58, Denver 51. Jokic, nice. Yeah, let's go. This is basketball now.
I think they're getting in a rhythm now. So I think we'll see some better basketball this half.
Love to see it. One more thing. Ooh, yeah. Quality basketball. This is getting good now. Let's go. In a not so quality situation. I don't know if John, you're still with us, but you talked about Dalvin Cook. I raised you Dalvin Cook with Saquon Barkley, who has said he is not planning to report and sitting out for the season is on the table. So we've talked about running backs being devalued and maybe at an all-time low at this point. Derrick Henry was trying to get traded. Dalvin Cook got cut. Ezekiel Elliott is still sitting, who by all accounts should be a Hall of Famer and is still under 30. And that's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a bunch of other quality running backs out there. So my question is, what is going on, and does a deal get done for Saquon before the season starts?
Yeah, this is, to me, this is just a bunch of posturing because you can't say on one hand, I'm willing to, I don't want to reset the market, and then on the other hand, I'm willing to sit out the season. Like, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Like, either you're willing to make a deal or you're not. So I think he's kind of, playing a contract game and trying to see if he could create some type of leverage. But that was tough. We missed it. Good tip by Joker. But yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the whole sit out the season thing. We saw how that worked out for Le'Veon Bell. So I definitely don't.
He got paid though.
That.
He had Le'Veon.
Yeah, but he only got 1 year of it.
But that's because he didn't perform well. I think if Le'Veon plays well coming off of that, I think he could have got paid. No?
Yeah, he could have, but again,
it's just a risk if you don't perform.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't. So I just think that I think this is one of those things where he's trying to push them to push them to make a deal, and the whole threat of holding out for the season is just something to try to get them to the negotiating table and getting this deal done faster. Because I think he wants to actually Kevin Love, like, he tipped that one in.
Yeah, and Joker misses a free throw.
Yeah, so I just think that this is just a bunch of contract talking, and at the end of the day, they're going to come to some sort of agreement, whether it's him playing on the franchise tag or not. But he ain't sitting out. I don't believe that.
So here's where if I'm his agent, I am not listening to your advice. Jamal Murray with a 3 in the corner. We got a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, let's go. Why ain't DeMarcus Cousins here? He played in Denver for a little bit. He could have came back and put his face on the screen. They put all these other people that barely played there and did anything. No, I'm playing. But no, I wouldn't do that. I
almost went through the whole show without you taking a shot.
I know. I what do you want me to do? It's the Malcolm. It's the Malcolm. It's the Martin versus Malcolm. You never know which one you're gonna get. But for me, at that position with his injury history, I'm not stepping on the field. I watched what Lamar Jackson did. At best, I opt in and I work out, but we already see the value of running backs at what it is. He has an injury history. If he pulls a hamstring, if God forbid something happens to an ankle or an ACL, he may never get another deal again. Just because of the competition, because of the value of his position, the money he could potentially leave on the table for me is too great of a risk. I would roll the dice and say, hey, y'all gave Danny Dimes the money. Show me, Danny. Take me out the offense with them receivers and that offensive system and get it done. And that competitive division, we've talked about the NFC East. The NFC East, you ain't going to get many days off, especially not against the defenses you got to play against. That Eagles front line, that Washington front line, and that Dallas front line is no joke. And y'all already couldn't have block in New York anyway. So in my opinion, if they are committed to winning, I think he has the leverage. Now, they may think we can wait him out and we can go get somebody else that might get cut. We might can, get somebody a little cheaper. But I think they're missing an opportunity if their goal is to build for the future. You have an opportunity to pair a young quarterback with a young running back, a supremely talented, multifaceted running back. I don't think you want to mess this up. The other team I would look at is Baltimore. They played that game, and they ended up making Lamar Jackson the highest paid. So I just don't know. I get the posturing side. I get we're a ways out. But once you start missing mandatory mini camps with a young quarterback coming off of a pretty good season, I think you run the risk of, like Brooklyn, you can upset the whole apple cart for what? Just pay the man. Like, if he's not worth it, because they said they came after the meetings, they brought the offer back to $13 million, which is a good deal. But I would need to know a lot more of the guarantees in that, how many years.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of gray areas that they can do in these NFL contracts. And so I don't know who his representation is. Maybe needs to give Rock Nation a call so they can call Jay-Z so Jay-Z can go talk to Roger or something. But Peyton Manning in the building, ladies and gentlemen, with his, hey, Russell and Sierra in the building. There we go. Just need to bring the football players in. There's some stars. Sean Payton, the head coach. I forgot he was the head coach there. They showed him not too long ago, and that makes a difference to me. I know I crushed Russell Wilson last year, but Sean Payton is Sean Payton. Damien said, question, why are running backs not valued as much as they should be? I mean, this is a mobile league. You would think they would get paid like mobile QBs. I don't know if I will go to the last part, but I will let you, Kenny, answer that, and then I'll follow up as to why you think running backs are so devalued.
It's almost to the point where it's come almost like a, I mean, no disrespect, but like almost like a dime a dozen, where they could find guys, whether it's later in the draft. Then you got these 2-back systems to where you got third down backs for it's like a rotation nowadays when it comes to the running back position. I think that's the biggest reason why they're devalued, because you don't have going on the days where you had the every down back. Like those days are over with, I think. Because every team pretty much has a 2-back system now. So I think that's why they're devalued. And then the shelf life too is just like they don't have a long shelf life, so they're just not as they're not considered as big of a commodity as the other skill positions, because they have a much longer shelf life. So I think that's really the two biggest reasons why running backs don't get the respect that they deserve in terms of their money.
So that wasn't a foul? What in the world? All right. I don't know what just happened. So I agree with everything you said. But if I was a GM, I think that's terrible advice. I look at the teams. I look at the old Seahawks. I look at even Kansas City. I look at San Francisco. Yes, they may not have a guy, but I saw what Derrick Henry meant to Tennessee. I've seen what Dalvin Cook meant to Minnesota. I saw what Zeke meant to Dallas. And that Super Bowl with the Rams, they needed running at some point. At the end of games, you have to be able to manage the clock. What was that?
Oh no! It looked like he was out of who's that? Caleb Martin. Like he was out of bounds when he tried to.
These blind refs. Well, Jamal Murray is just looking like Brett Favre out here throwing interception after interception. It's absurd. Just loose with the ball, and going back to Miami is not what they want to do. I don't care who you are, but I just think it's wrong, man. I look at, and in our system. We have two with Gibson and Robinson. So I agree that multi-back systems are more beneficial. But I also saw what Christian McCaffrey did when he got to San Francisco and what that helped Brock Purdy look like. Like there's too many instances where Raheem Mostert had some huge games down in Miami. Like, they say they're devaluing these people, but I see too often how valuable they are. Even in the Jets, their young running backs help their offense a lot. So if you can draft one of those guys and get them early, I get it. But
that's your best bet, though.
But I think it's like teams with coaches. They do that and then they just let them go. And I don't subscribe to that. Again, in Washington, we're going to have to probably pay both of ours here in the next year or two. And one will probably go. John, another great point. Austin Eckler and how valuable he was to that offense, because Keenan Allen stay hurt, Mike Williams stay hurt, and Justin Herbert, boy, did they end the season with a dud. So you would think that kind of consistent back that not only can catch, not only can run, but also put the ball in the end zone would have more value. And I just don't really understand it. I really don't understand it, especially with so many young quarterbacks. What Joe Mixon means to Cincy, what Nick Chubb meant to Cleveland. Like,
no, there is a right. Like, the problem is, I think the biggest problem is that, like, this misconception that, the passing game is the end all be all. You still got to have a viable running game to be able to win in this league. I don't care what team you are, because think about it. We've been talking about Buffalo for how many years, talking about the reason why that they struggled and haven't been able to have a deep playoff run is because they don't have a number one running back.
And a number one running back also makes your quarterback not have to run as much, which
Exactly. So
Josh Allen,
it works hand in hand.
Take some shots. Let me see. Is it because most teams? No, but that's my point, John. I don't want Jalen Hurts taking a bunch. I don't want him getting 15 carries a game. Like, I want him to, typically he'll take over in the fourth quarter and make some big runs. I don't want Justin Fields carrying the ball 15 to 17 times a game.
Right.
They're not built for that. Even if most of these running quarterbacks don't slide well and don't slide fast enough. So even if they slide in a 320-pound lineman is just laying on them, like, I just don't want that for my quarterback. And pay these people. Like, I think it's a disservice. The Lions just gave a running back away. And they're trying to bet on the young running back, but that is a risky proposition. They've had enough running backs come through there. They should value them more. From Javid Best to Reggie Bush to Kerryon Johnson and others, even Barry Sanders left early. Like, so they clearly have a history of not valuing that position, and the franchise has been dysfunctional for a long time.
That's true.
So I just really, it's a stabilizing force. When I look at the Steelers with Jerome Bettis or even Le'Veon Bell, like, you need a bell cow. You need somebody you can rely on to get that 3rd and 1. How many 3rd and 1s we see them running all these crazy schemes and jet sweeps and all this crazy stuff because you don't have somebody that you can just go get a yard.
Yep. Right.
Like, so many points get left on the field in the red zone because you can't go get a yard. A la Seattle, even with beast mode. So I just don't see it, John. Again, I agree. The health of the quarterback should matter. And Kyler Murray, he had James Conner who couldn't really run the ball, and it didn't work. You need running backs. I don't know what happened or why it got to this point, but I'm not with it. Do y'all think, let me read this. Do y'all think if the NFL never had basically a salary cap, every player would be happy? No, because owners are greedy. I think there would be some players that obviously would make more, like you would be able to pay Tom Brady his market value, where he always had to take pay cuts. But I still think there would be a larger discrepancy probably between.
I think you would have more unhappy players because the salaries would skew more to the skill position guys and guys of that nature, to where they're getting the higher contracts and the bigger money, and then you got the guys towards the end of the roster that basically is getting the scraps. But I think for me, I think the biggest thing is the only time that players would really have, oh yeah, definitely. So that's a great point. I think the only time players you will really see players be happy is if NFL got guaranteed contracts. I think that's the biggest thing that would make NFL players happy is if they got guaranteed contracts.
But and I hear that argument a lot. And my pushback is based on what we know of the NFL and their ownership. Like Kirk Cousins, he got a fully guaranteed deal, but it was like $80 million. It wasn't 10 years for 500. So if you fully guaranteed, typically that's going to drop the amount of your deal significantly. Do you think players would rather have this more incentive based where I can make 250 million, or do I take the guaranteed 5 for 100?
Yeah, I think they would take the guarantee because you're playing in a sport that there are no guarantees. So I think they would take the security.
That would be your decision? If I had 5 years,
I'm one play
away
from not getting,
or
I'm one play away from not getting any of that. Oh, yeah, I'm taking the guaranteed 100 because one play could knock out my whole situation. So where
but if you stay healthy, you left 150 million potential on the table.
Yeah, you can. But I mean,
because anybody that's played sports say if you play not to get hurt, you're
not going to play. You're not going to play to get hurt. But it's not. Oh, that was ill. I just saw that MPJ move. Man, you mean you got all that in your bag and you still selling for jump shots? That make it even more egregious that you're not attacking the basket more.
Just unintelligent basketball. And I've been very happy with the coaching, but these players out here just wilding. I don't know if it's the altitude. I don't know if they went to a dispensary and the extra day off. These boys out here doing some other stuff right now. 66-64 with 1:49 left in the third quarter. Ugh.
Yeah, this was
like
all the way down.
90s basketball.
We're gonna have a close one. This one ain't. I don't think anybody gonna pull away on this one. This one going.
See Chris Tucker back there with some little thing. So that brings me to that. Then, who do you trust? Game 5 closeout opportunity. If it's close down the stretch, we've seen Jamal Murray get hot in an instant, but Jimmy Butler also been very quiet. Also, just a reminder, no Tyler Herro so far. So I think that is dead.
Yeah.
But who do you trust more down the stretch here, based on what you've seen? Michael Porter Jr. Oh, he hit it. My bad. My bad.
Who do I
and Denver
trust?
has taken their first lead since 18-16. 69-66 on a three-pointer by Michael Porter Jr. Nothing but the bottoms. But back to the question.
You needed to see that going for sure. Man, you needed that bad.
And Bam answers. Who do you trust more down the stretch?
I think I trust Denver more because they got more diversified ways to score. They could just get it to Joker in the post and get a good look at pretty much any time. Whereas I think that Miami is a little harder in terms of how they create their shot opportunities. So I trust Denver more.
I gotta tell you, if they put a compilation together of all the bricks in this game, boy, oh boy, that would be a heck of a compilation. Joker misses another free throw. Like, have mercy on us. But I don't know. I just believe we're going to hear from Jimmy. I don't know when, but I think we're going to hear from Jimmy. I will also say, I forget who it was that posted about Bam. I said at halftime he was 18-9. He's now 20-10. So he has 2 points and 1 rebound in the entire third quarter. Like, the Nuggets are 9 of 17 from the free throw line. Like, that's just not good. But we'll see. Denver up 2. Caleb Martin for 3. Off. Kyle Lowry tracks it down. See, Chris, if you're still watching, that's why you need Kyle Lowry. And he hit another 3. Boom! Outside of Bam, he's probably been their best player. You're talking about retire. Retire who? Retire where? He actually is 3 of 10 with 9 points. This might not. Nope, actually that is updated. But he is 3 of 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in 24 minutes. That ain't half bad. Joker, you passed it to Bruce Brown under the basket with all them players. Just shoot the ball, man. You had it in the paint. Kyle Lowry again with the spinning. Oh, that was ugly, but didn't make it. 71-70. Miami has taken the lead back going into the fourth quarter. Quick question before they come back from break. Who should start? Do you start Jimmy? Do you start Joker? Do you start Murray? Or do you let somebody get some rest?
I think you definitely start Jimmy the fourth quarter. And
just
then I think
perspective real quick. Jimmy is 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists on 2 of 10 shooting in 29 minutes. Bam has played 33 minutes. Joker is at 30 minutes. Porter Jr. and Murray are also at 29. So of those, do you think anybody gets a break or are you
I think one of the Denver guys gets a break. I think Joker's going to get a break to start the
Joker gets the break.
I think so. I think that because I usually, if I remember right, they start the fourth quarter with Murray out there with the bench guys, and that's when he kind of has been getting going in these fourth quarters. So I think that's what happens.
Also, excuse me, Bruce Brown at 3 of 12, 0 of 5 from 3, 21 minutes.
Yeah, nobody's hitting threes.
This stat line is ill. Denver's 3 of 23 from 3. Miami's 6 of 25. So just this is not going to be. What did that thing they used to have with the NBA and they would replay the games?
I know what you're talking about. NBA class, ESPN Classic. Yeah,
this ain't that. And this is a finals game. And if the Nuggets win, I guess we'll have to watch it. But I will be skipping all reruns of this game because this is trash. I will also say, to your point, I'll tell you someone that's gone cold. They're not getting him the ball in the post. He was dominating the post. He had some foul trouble early, but early in the series, they was getting the switches to get him in the post, got him some easy buckets, and he just hasn't did that today. Question for you.
He definitely has some. Yeah.
As a Knicks fan, would you trade? I guess it's Randall.
Who's my boy? Randall or Jalen Brunson?
It ain't Brunson because you ain't trading Brunson for Irving. Well, that's your boy. So
I mean, of course, as a Knicks fan, of course I want Randall. You know what?
It won't work.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would do it.
It doesn't work for either team.
I would do it and have Kai play the 2.
That is a small backcourt.
It is, but I think Kai. I think they can manage it.
Who's gonna guard somebody?
So
RJ
I
Barrett?
would have. Yeah, I think you might have to put RJ Barrett on the. I think you could cross match it. Yeah, you probably could. You have to cross match it a little bit. But yeah, well, that's the home in me talking about. That ain't happening.
And
although
the Mavs already have
from Dallas, though, quiet as kept.
They already got Christian
from Dallas, so
they're the same guy. I don't like it. I think there's much better options for both. I think you can get much better value or much better fit for Randall. I guess while we're here, what do you want to do with Julius Randle this offseason?
I'm okay with moving him in the right deal. I think we've seen his.
Who are you looking at?
To me, it's got to be in a package for a number 1 option. So
he is coming off an all-star last year, right?
He is. But I think my problem is that as well as he's played in these regular seasons, we've seen now, and maybe we give him a slight pass because he was injured in these past playoffs. But we just seen him not step up, on the bigger stage in terms of the playoffs. So I was not sure how much. And the other thing for me is I just don't. I think we've seen this is his ceiling. I don't think that he's gonna really elevate his game that much more. I think he's added as much as he's going to be able to add to his game. Like, he's added the 3 ball. I don't think he's always going to be left hand dominant. So I don't ever think he's going to develop to the point where he actually uses his offhand on a consistent basis. So I think we've seen his ceiling. So I will have to think about it, but I would do it again. I would do it in the right deal, but it has to bring back a number 1 option. Like, you got to bring back just throwing a name out there. You got to bring back a KD type. You got to bring back.
You're not getting KD for Randall.
I know. I'm just throwing. I'm just saying. Like, it has to be in a package that brings you back a bona fide number 1 option. That's at least for me.
John has real quick before we get to John.
I would do that. I'd do that.
I believe. Real quick. I think Eric Spoelstra, if they lose, they might have just cost him this game.
Nah, Bradley Beal. Nah, I'm good on that.
Nah, we good on that for sure.
Yeah, not Bradley Beal. I would do it for Cat though.
I like Carl Towns. I don't think the money matches because Levine's making a bunch and Vucevic is making a lot of money.
Yeah, I want to say Vucevic is a free agent.
Is he?
If I recall,
he might be. I think I might have seen his name on there. I don't want this deal, but I think it would be an upgrade for y'all. To swap Beal for Randall, I think that's a great fit. Opposite of RJ Barrett would.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah, Vucevic is a free agent. Yeah.
So then for Levine and Patrick Williams, I don't know that Levine really helps y'all.
Yeah, not for him. I think that's more of the same. Like, you're just getting another 2-3 type guy. He's not a number 1 in mine to me.
And Bradley Beal is making a lot of money. I can admit that.
Yeah,
I don't hate it, but oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm with y'all. Like I said, I think that'd be a great fit. I'd hate to see it as a Wizards fan.
I would rather give up RJ than
we don't want him.
Then
that's
Randall.
Disrespectful. RJ Barrett for Bradley Beal. Y'all just forget.
I'm just saying I'm putting them in a package.
At least give us an all-star. We had an all-star. We give you an all-star. Don't disrespect
I'm not saying straight up. I'm saying in a package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I give you him and Toppin.
But what I was going to say to Eric Spoelstra point, we talked about who was going to start the fourth quarter. Bam did not start the fourth quarter. They went inside the Joker. And then they just ran an offensive system. They got Jamal Murray, a wide open 3, and he called a timeout. That was a mistake. Murray started, Joker started. Bam has been one of your best players, if not the best outside of Lowry. Not starting him immediately had an impact, and now you have to bring him in anyway. I think that was a mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris called it. Like, he was saying when Joker's on the court, then Bam's got to be on the court. Like, you can't.
Cody Zeller can't do nothing.
Yeah, you can't. You cannot have them on the court together. So we're saying that have an effect right here. But it is early in the fourth, so
it is.
You got to get them a blow.
So here's what I'm going to ask you. You know me, Malcolm or Martin, Cody Zeller. Not the most respect. Why don't UD get no run? If Cody Zeller can get some run, why UD can't get no run, man?
Why are we doing this, man?
That's a fair question.
Why are we doing that?
He could be a tough guy. He can go get a couple fouls. I don't know. Joker just got out the way, but his defense is not his shining point. But that was, I don't know how many fouls. Has he got any more fouls? Do you know? Is he in foul trouble at all? Joker no. He still has
fouls. 2. Yeah.
You gotta contest that. He's at back to 80. I would do Brown from Boston if he's available. What about that trade? I don't hate that. 80 for Jaylen Brown.
The only problem with that is where do you play him if you're the Lakers?
What do you mean? You don't need to bring. I mean, I guess you could bring Austin Reeves back at the 3, but I think at that point, yeah, Austin Reeves would have to move to the 3, and LeBron would probably have to move to the 4.
Yeah, and I don't
because AD don't want to play the 5 anyway.
I was gonna say,
hey,
I don't think
Chris
LeBron wants.
Delane, if you still in here, I need you to type respect to Kyle Lowry, who just hit another 3. Put some respect on that man's name. 4 of 8 from 3. Back up against the wall, the pit bull. Getting it done. Oh, that was a nice move, Joker. Ooh, that boy.
Oh, he took a shot too.
He did. They ain't gonna call it. I would say this. They have not called a lot of fouls in the second half, and this refereeing seems to be a little bit better. John, I don't think anyone's going to get it. I'll just be honest. Like, I don't know that the league is built in a way that will even allow for that many blocks or that many steals. Is what you would need one of them.
Man, I play no D like that to be able to do that.
Yeah. So I just don't see that happening. But that would be an amazing thing. I think that 30-20-10 was maybe the best it gets.
Oh, man. Choking, man.
So, yeah, Denver is starting to kind of assert themselves here. What a nice pass. Bad. It looked like Miami went to the zone. Haven't seen a lot of zone in this game, I don't believe, from what I've been paying attention to. So they went to the zone and Joker dissected it. So now, can you make the free throw?
Keep on getting what the world? What's Bruce Brown thinking?
Brick. Missed free throw
pass
again.
Yeah, I'm behind. I'm gonna play behind.
Okay. Joe Dumars got big. God dang.
Joe Dumars in the building? Oh, yeah, he worked for the league now, I think.
Yeah. He done blew up. Denver, 2 missed free throws. Yep, good 6 man. I like him, but you got to make your free throws. This is crunch time. And Denver's leaving a lot of between the turnovers and the free throw misses, Denver's leaving a lot of points on the board.
I think, hey, Conrad, so to your point, I think that's going to be the decision that Denver's going to have to make in this offseason in terms of how much they're willing to pay for Bruce Brown, because they got Brown, Christian Brown under contract. He's on his rookie deal. So they're going to have to decide whether or not they're going to really try to spend a little more to keep Bruce Brown there, or if they're going to just let him walk and then give his minutes to Christian Brown. So that's going to be an interesting decision that Denver's going to have to make in the offseason.
Just for an update, Jamal Murray is 12 points, 6 assists, 6 turnovers so far in the game. And they've been just bad turn. They've been Russell Westbrook-like turnovers, just like head scratching.
Mindless, yeah.
So, like I said, Jimmy is trying, but the ball is just not dropping for Miami right now.
That's an awful pass. I just saw. Oh my
Aaron Gordon, no. Somebody got to win this game. Like, I don't know if they're playing not to lose or what, but somebody, it's too many stars out here. They out here flopping and running around. I think people might be tired and exhausted. Like, I think this is going to be a rough finish. Oh, great defense from Max Strus. You'll see that quickly. Somebody with some effort. Nope, nothing there. Jimmy Butler gets to the paint and passes. Story of the finals. And now they're going to have to settle for a bad Kyle Lowry.
Chris said in our chat, he takes back everything he said about Jimmy Butler. Oh, man, this is tough.
Oh, man.
The pass. Oh, yeah, that's great D. Great chase down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you gotta catch up a little bit. You're a little behind.
You might have to hit refresh or something.
It's a timeout now, so you can. Okay. I'll let them catch up. But yeah, we're gonna hang with y'all. I ain't gonna lie, we're kind of out of topics, but I'm just gonna ride this thing out. We're gonna ride with y'all. Feel free to keep the questions coming, John, Damien, Conrad. Keep them coming. I think this shows Jimmy Butler's. Oh, I was like, not Michael Jordan. I didn't read the Sun part. I gotta tell you.
I'm not doing this. Don't do it.
Jimmy Butler. Well, let's actually. Here's what I'll say. Jimmy Butler, this might just prove he is Michael's son. Because Marcus Jordan was trash. And the way Jimmy playing, he looked like Marcus Jordan. So maybe the genes and clutchness just didn't translate. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Butler. I'm sure there will be a report that will come out, but I don't want to hear it. Jeff Van Gundy had a good point. I don't know if you saw, and he talked about how the media glorifies these athletes and their injuries. And his point is, if you playing. He's like, why are we calling why are we calling everything historic? And then we blame it when they're hurt. I don't know. If you're hurt, get off the court. Like, to me, that's just what this is too big of a stage for this. Like, show up, do your job. 8 points in a closeout game. If this was any other superstar, they would be cooking him. If LeBron had this kind of finals performance,
sure we going. Yeah, I don't.
If KD had this kind of finals performance, if Kyrie was having this kind of finals performance, 2 of 12 in 35 minutes, and you're not even guarding nobody for real, 3 rebounds, you're not grabbing boards, you got 5 assists. Like, Jimmy Butler, there's no way Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, and Max Strus should be outscoring you. And
Conrad, I'm not going with that because he's getting to his spots. So I'm not giving him the injury. Yeah, I'm not giving him the injury excuse. No,
a lot of stuff has been short, and that's just not good enough. I don't know if
that's
Atlanta
okay.
does that.
Yeah, that's okay. But again, like I said, I'm not trying to. I want a number one back. Like, I'm not trading Randall and not getting a number one or number two option back. Like, those guys are not number ones and number twos to me. So I wouldn't do that. And they already made a deal with him with Cam Reddish. So I don't know if we go back down that road.
I was with you until the people you named. And I'll ask you this, Kenny, based on what we saw in these playoffs. Are KD and LeBron James still considered superstars by today's standard?
Yeah.
Okay. Just check.
Anybody doing 25, anybody averaging over 25 in the league is a superstar.
But that's the thing. And man, Chris ain't here. Because he told me that if Miami won and Jimmy Butler was MVP, he was the best player in the
league. I was with him on that.
And maybe in order for them to win, he would have had to play at another level. But they've been in most of these games within striking distance. Had they been winning these with the numbers?
I don't know if I agree.
We ain't been seeing the 25, 30-point
right. They ain't been getting smacked, but they've been winning pretty comfortably. We've been double figures.
As a fan and somebody who picked Denver to win 4-1, I haven't been very comfortable with most of these games. Even that one game when Jimmy didn't play and they came back pretty late. Like, that was concerning for me. This is another one. Denver is up 5, 81-76. And I'm still waiting. Ooh, that was a good no call, in my opinion. Great defense, but you reached.
Yeah, that's verticality. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where, and to Comrade's point, this is where you need your superstar. I need Jimmy Butler to be the man. I don't need him to pass it. I need him to go get a bucket. Jimmy Buckets. He trademarked Himothy Buckets or something like that. Like, where are you? And I think Eric Spoelstra is going to have to explain to us, they just showed why Tyler Herro didn't play. If you say it's just gamesmanship, then was your head in the right place? Because
I don't think I think he didn't want to. Oh man, wow, that was really great look, but no,
Butterfingers.
Yeah. So no, but I think it was more so that he didn't want to interrupt. Like I said in the report before the game, I don't think he wanted to mess with the rhythm of the other guys that they've been playing.
But this game, we keep saying this game's been terrible.
It has, but it's been close, so it's not like there's any reason to really, who you pulling out the game right now because hey, like you said, to your point, oh, what a terrible pass. Everybody's been equally bad, so
pick one. Gabe Vincent's 3 of 13.
But do you? That's a great point. You see Michael Malone telling them to slow down. Like
Duncan Robinson is giving you
too fast.
He's giving you 5 points in 16 minutes. Tyler Herro can probably.
I'm just noticing that Ish Smith is on his team.
There was a thing about, I think he's been on like 14 different teams, and he'll have his chance to win his first ring. And without a doubt, comrade, you're right. And Jimmy Butler shoots a 3, misses. And this
for sure.
And this is where my criticism of Bam comes in. And
Miami, I still think that Jokic is the best player overall in this series. But for Miami, Bam has definitely been the best player.
But here's my issue. You had 18 at half. Your team needs you. You got 20. That's not good enough. And I said that earlier. He's not going to give you 45 and 10 or something. I said maybe a 30 and something. He's at 20. He has 2 second half points.
Yeah.
That's
the part. That's the frustrating part. Yeah, that's the frustrating part sometimes that you get with Bam is that he goes through these stretches where he's just not aggressive.
And right now it looks like
get late. Yeah,
Jimmy Butler finally big shot. Games. Big shot. 4-point game, 83-79.
Yeah, they needed that.
But Joker, 26 and 16, 11 and 14. Like, I think he's going to be the man down the stretch here. Jamal Murray is up to 14 and 8, but man, he's
been a good game. Bad game. Yep.
Woo! KCP with an answer. I got to come up with a thing. Bangers, that's copyright or something, but that was a big shot. Kyle Lowry has been one of the big shot makers here. Jimmy Butler with another. Oh, here comes Jimmy. Here comes Jimmy.
Don't count me out just yet.
Here comes Jimmy. Up to 14.
Count me out this yet. This one's going. Yeah,
Michael Porter Jr.
Starting to get some shots.
He's seen some other people shoot, so he said, "Let me play." You not good enough, bro. 4-point game, 86-82. Jimmy again. No, but they foul him on a 3-pointer.
Lord have mercy.
Every game.
At least
Every game.
At least one.
Like, just dumb basketball.
Let's see.
Knight kicked his leg out. That should be offensive. I don't think that's a foul. I hope they challenged it, and they better overturn that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That is the definition of the leg kick.
You're right. You are right.
So, all right, I take back my criticism.
Well, they're going to review it, so there it is.
Now it's up to the refs. I'm not going to criticize the player because it's up to the refs at this point. If they I saw what you said about Chris. Everything I said, I take it back. Yeah. You say it to our face, Chris. Say it to our face. No, I agree with you, comrade. But my point is, at a certain time, sometimes you got to do something a little bit more than what you're capable of. Steph had to set a record in Game 7 to get him home. Jason Tatum rebroke that record shortly after to get him home. Sometimes you got to go be that man. And 9 of 20 ain't it. It's just not enough. And maybe he needs to expand his range some to open things up because the inside has been clogged. But Jimmy at 4-15, and that's what I'm getting hot here. Bam at 9 of 20 has played 40 minutes. It looks like they are going to go the whole way. And
that's what you got to do.
I just don't know who you can trust right now.
It's an elimination game. So, yeah, you're going to have to ride them out.
I am really – Caleb Martin has played 29 minutes, but he's just been kind of –
just a guy. Nothing, nothing special.
And maybe they peaked. Last series, they've had a crazy road. I mean, they beat the 1 seed, they beat the 2 seed. But maybe this is just the end of the road, as the song goes. So play under review. I don't have the sound on. I'll wait to hear. I feel like this should have been a quick decision, but maybe not. So we'll wait and see on that. If you are Eric Spoelstra, based on what you've seen, Kenny, you are a coach. If you're in Eric Spoelstra's position, who are you running plays for? Like, what are you doing to try and get some easy buckets here? What adjustments are you making in the last 321?
I think I'm putting Jimmy and Bam in the pick and roll action to see if I can get some switches or to get Jokic playing in space. So I think I'm putting Bam and Jimmy in the high pick and roll situation. I'm putting Bam and Kyle Lowry in a high pick and roll situation to get Jokic to have to play D in space. So that's that. I think that's what if I'm supposed to, that's what I'm doing going down the stretch.
Whoa!
Oh, that's bad.
Call on the floor.
That's bad.
Wow. Adam Silver did it again. I've been saying it. Adam Silver does it again.
That's bad.
That is a terrible call. That is absolutely terrible.
So I don't understand, like, the rule, like, that's the rule. This is what aggravates me about.
That's like the definition of the rule.
Yeah, that's what aggravates me about referees, man. Because they always want to go because that's always their counter or their argument as to justifying their calls. What is the rule? That's always what they say. You go to these referee meetings, and that's the first thing that they say. When you got a question about a call, a question about something a call we made, what's the rule? Here it is, Exhibit A. What is the rule? This is literally the rule in terms of what that foul is supposed to be called, and you don't call it. Like, that's aggravating, man.
That's really disappointing. Yeah, but I don't think he lands on his foot if he doesn't kick his leg.
Yeah, and that had nothing to do with
he didn't go straight up.
He didn't go into his airspace. He didn't go into his airspace. He just held his ground. He didn't go into his airspace, so there was nowhere for it. It wasn't a reason for him to land on his foot. So it was him kicking out his foot that made it happen. That was the action. So that was just bad.
Nonetheless, Jimmy Butler has scored the last 9 for Denver.
What he needs to do.
Why are y'all passing the ball to Michael Porter Jr.?
Because he with us. They leaving them. He left open for a reason.
Like, I just the IQ, and Joker's too good of a basketball.
And then the other part, this is what aggravates me too.
Jimmy Butler again. Miami has taken the lead 11 straight from Jimmy Butler. I said we was going to have a Jimmy sighting, and here is Himothy buckets. Let's go. Joker, take note. Stop passing the ball.
Here it is. 1-2 1-5 pick and roll.
That was too easy. Send some help. Golly, you just left Caleb Martin to guard him at the top of the key.
That's it. Get the switch. Easy work.
Nah, John. You know they ain't giving Joker no foul. And he been missing free throws anyway, so I ain't even tripping off that. Here you go. There you go. Jimmy Butler and Bam. You called it. Pick and roll. Jimmy. Oh, but Kyle Lowry, the Wiley Lowry. Jimmy attacks. And the foul. John, maybe that's the foul he was talking about. But all these fouls slow the game down. So that gives, some of these guys a break, a breather. But Kyle Lowry keeping the possession alive. Aaron Gordon did not box out. You got to secure the rebound. That's the end of the possession, not until you secure the rebound.
Correct.
So, and I think, did they call that on Aaron Gordon? If so, that's his fifth. I don't know.
I think they got Joker. On the reach down. I think.
Yeah, it says Jokic shooting foul. So
okay. I don't have the sound on either. So
yeah, I pulled it up on the app. 89-88, Jimmy Butler has come alive here in the fourth, and Denver has not had an answer on either side for it. They have taken the ball out of Jamal Murray's hand and put it in Bruce Brown's hand here. Well, they're not going to call anything at this point. Like, I've been clear. I haven't loved the way this game was officiated, and I don't think it's been consistent. Kyle Lowry with the scrappy D. Oh, they called a foul on that? I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. What? Initially, yes. But once he gets hold of the ball, I think that should be a jump ball, in my opinion. But I'm not.
Kyle Lowry's tough as nails, man. He's guarding a 7-footer.
Bruce Brown
so
with
much
a
respect for him.
huge offensive rebound off the Jamal Murray miss. Denver's taking such bad shots.
I'm telling you. But what a bailout.
What a bailout. Jimmy Butler, here it goes. Pick and roll again. Can I have this dance? He beats him. Strus! Jimmy. You scored the last 11 points. You get to the paint.
Trusting his teammates.
LeBron has shown you that is a very, very risky proposition. You putting these undrafted free agents in position, they are undrafted players. Like, is that who you want taking a shot at this point in the game? Like, I don't know. But that is, we got 90, 89, 57 seconds left for me. Jamal Murray, mismatch. Send help. Send help. Send help. And they don't. That is a lot of contact. That is a ton of contact.
I'm surprised they don't dig down. I'm really surprised they don't dig down on. They got away with that one. And I'm surprised they don't dig down or just send a hard double when he gets that switch.
Jimmy in the paint, not looking to score, and turns it over. Turns it over, Jimmy Butler. Shoot the ball, Jimmy. Shoot the ball.
They switch pivots. Oh.
Shoot the ball, Jimmy.
Oh.
Shoot a fadeaway.
Oh, and they took a foul, too. Wow.
You can shoot over Jamal Murray, my man. Wow. Jimmy.
That's tough. Yeah, he's stunning. He over-penetrated. He took one dribble too many.
That's been the story of the game, man.
Yeah, he just over-penetrated.
Hey, John, we're streaming here, okay? We don't have the cool man cave setup where I can watch it live. Just bear with us. KCP knocking down a free throw, though. They've been blowing them, so we'll see. 24.7 is basically one shot. All right, Kenny, coach, I'm giving it to you. You going for two? You going for the quick two? Or you going for the three to tie?
I'm going for quick two. I'm extending the game because they've been missing free throws. So I'm going to attack the basket, try to get a quick two, and then get a foul.
For what it's worth, KCP knocks down both 92-89, 24.7 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, the season is on the line. This, as ugly as a game as it has been, this is why you play the game. Comrade, that was going to be my next question. So if they're going for the two, I don't know. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do they have a foul to give? Or are they in the bonus? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
Let's look.
I don't know exactly where to look at in this app for that. So if anybody can put that in the chat if they are in the penalty or not, because I don't know if they can take a foul. I feel like they've had fouls in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, both is in the bonus. John, I know. I think you've been calling for K Love, but he's been cold today. He did hit one. I don't know who I trust to shoot a three right now. No, Kyle Lowry's the best at 4 of 8.
Yeah, that's
Caleb
who I
Martin,
would. If
you want to put
if
your
you're going
season
for
with
the three, if I'm going for the three,
Jimmy,
then I'm actually putting Kyle Lowry in a high ball screen with Bam. See if he could pull that three, because he's been the one knocking down the three ball tonight. So that's what I would. That's what I would do.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm trying to get the two. I see Terrell Davis back there.
Well, let's see what happens. Apparently it's a tie game. So
so I don't know who hit it.
We'll see in a second.
14 seconds left. We'll see what comes of it. It looks like they put Duncan. They actually took Kevin Love out of the game. So we'll see.
Yeah, they probably want to. They want to space the floor as much as possible.
Oh, apparently John lied. John, you're a dirty man.
Oh, you're cold-blooded.
Let's see what we got. Jimmy, inbound to Jimmy. They're running play looks like for Duncan. Jimmy's not even looking to score. And you take the bad. Oh my God, Jimmy Butler. He didn't. I get that you have to run the play. But just like Giannis, and we criticized him, Jimmy, this your team.
That's it. That was it right there.
That is like.
Yeah, that first look was it.
He had it.
Yeah, the first look off the fake handoff, that was it.
There was Aaron Gordon went under the screen. That was an opportunity.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, that first look off the fake handoff was it.
And I know Jimmy Butler's a mentally tough individual, but somebody has to get with him. He can't be watching the same film we're watching. He cannot be watching the same film we're watching.
See,
and that's just disappointing.
And that's why, I say attack the basket and get the quick two to extend the game, because you're giving by attacking the basket and playing for two, you're actually giving your chance. You give yourself two chances to be able to tie the ball game as opposed to one.
And
I've always believed in that philosophy.
Once Duncan's not open, attack the basket.
Yeah.
Run the play. Yeah. They defended it.
Yeah,
go make a play.
Because if you missed, then it's a 2-possession game, and it's pretty much all. It's pretty much over.
And that's where we're at. 94-89. I have 14 seconds left.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what to really expect. They ran the play for Duncan Robinson, which I'm okay with, but it wasn't the greatest play in my opinion. It was pretty well defended. So maybe Spoelstra can come up with something better, but I think that's the problem when you don't really have a bona fide shooter. It gets difficult in these situations because you got to run a play to get somebody an open shot, and I just don't know. Like that was a foul in the replay. Like whatever. But yeah, 94-89. We will see what Spo comes up with here down the stretch. And again, the difference for me is what I said. When Bam sat to start, that was a 5-point difference. A Joker layup and a Jamal Murray 3, and we have a 5-point game. So we'll see kind of what comes of it here. But it might be a parade in their city here soon. Let's see what the Heat can come up with. Kyle Lowry is inbounding. I don't know what this play is. Kyle Lowry for 3. Oh! And the Heat are not going to foul. The Heat will not foul.
2-possession game, 1-10.
Wow.
Or a 3-possession game once you foul.
But to your point, free throws are inconsistent. And Bruce Brown has not been shooting the best, but ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Nikola Jokic. Congratulations, Nuggets. They are the NBA Finals champions of 2023. And so, Kenny, before we go, because we're finished right at 11, now that, by all accounts, Joker will be the Finals MVP, he has 2 regular season MVPs. Where is he at? Big man, top what? What are we saying? I said top 5 before this.
Top 7, easy.
Easy top 7
right now. I gotta think about it. But top 7 for sure.
Akeem has 2 rings. You have him still ahead of Akeem, or is he behind Akeem?
So I got him ahead of Akeem. Let me see.
Ahead of Akeem.
So I'm sorry, behind Akeem. I'll take the sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, Kareem. I got Akeem, Kareem, Shaq, Wilt, and Russell ahead of him right now. So that's 5.
David Robinson.
No, I think I might give it to Jokic because he was nowhere near the passer Robinson was nowhere
near. Was Joker a better passer than Robinson was a defender?
I think so. I think so. Because Jokic is a special passer, man.
No, he is.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I got him ahead of Robinson because Robinson got 2 championships and 1 MVP.
I know he has a scoring title. Did he get MVP, David?
Yeah, he got 2 scoring titles. He got two rings and 1 MVP. Because remember, he got the one over Olajuwon, and then Olajuwon cooked him.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, rare air. I will say 2 years ago it was Embiid or Joker. Boy, does that look silly right now.
Yeah, and we got to put it to rest, man. Like we gotta get this man his flowers. Like he's the best player in the league. Like we can't. It's no longer up for debate. He's the best player in the league. And then the other thing too is like all you kids, look at this man. Watch how this man plays the game. You do not have to. If you got fundamentals and footwork, you look at what you can do when you got fundamentals and footwork. Fundamentals and footwork is going to take you a lot further than athleticism is going any day.
Absolutely. And I think if you really look at 2 of the best players in our league, average guys. I mean, Joker's big, but not super athletic. Steph Curry, not the most athletic.
Exactly. It just goes to show, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
With the right skill set, if you master a skill, whether it be shooting, whether it be passing and footwork, getting to your spots, it makes a big difference. So yeah, we're gonna get out of y'all way. Y'all can enjoy the celebration if you're happy with the win. Post game coverage, I'm sure, will be on ESPN. The Jokic brothers
NBA
about
TV
to go
for sure.
up tonight.
Hey, listen, Denver's gonna be high, literally and figuratively.
Oh man, I'm sure the streets will be full of smells and celebrations. And ironically enough, maybe because of all the smells, there won't be so much carnage. Maybe people will be more chilled out and not flipping cars and setting stuff on fire like Philly does. I was just about to say,
everybody enjoy Denver, enjoy yourselves and celebrate. But just be responsible and be safe out there.
Absolutely. So, I'll be honest. I didn't have a really horse in this race. I did pick the series 4-1. So shout out to me. I think Dev or you. Which one? Y'all? One of y'all.
I picked it. Yeah, I was with you. Yeah. Dev and Chris was 4-2.
Stick with me, and I can take it far.
Actually, I picked first, but go ahead.
That's nobody has that tape. But yeah, it's been a joy. This NBA season was exciting. It ain't over really because we got a great off season ahead of us.
For sure. Like I said, the draft is next week, and then free agency a week or so after that. So and summer league right behind it. So we'll still be talking hoops. And then once we get to summertime, then it's just the countdown to training camp. So. You could always come on. You could always tap in with us, and we'll always have something to talk about. That's for sure.
Who had DeAndre Jordan getting the ring before Chris Paul on their bingo card?
How about that?
Did anybody else?
Shout out
Blake
to
Griffin
DeAndre
get one
Jordan.
Anywhere? Was he on the bench somewhere?
Nah.
So one Lob City member got a ring.
Shout out to DeAndre Jordan.
Shout out to
and Ish Smith too, man.
Oh yeah,
sure. Man.
Bones Highland should get a ring too.
Yeah, it's your Uncle Jeff. Shout out to Jeff Green. All these guys got a lot of journeymen on on this team that's getting the ring, man. So shout out to all of them, man.
Shout out to the old guys. The Lakers couldn't get it done for some of the old guys, but the Nuggets did. But the core was young. Joker, Brown stepped up.
Oh, wow. They definitely favor each other. That's my first time seeing this brother, man. They look just alike.
For what it's worth, Michael Porter Jr. was 16 and 13. 1 of 6 from 3, but 16 and 13. You got to find another way to impact the game. And he crashed the boards effectively. So for those that bet on the game, the under cashed and the line was -8 Denver. So that did not cover. Chris, I don't know how your parlays went, but based on
I was just about to say, I got a feeling that there was definitely
I'm not
parlay action on Jimmy Butler. I got a feeling there was definitely a slip that was put in on Jimmy Butler, which caused him to take back everything he said. But we'll find out on Thursday, I'm sure.
But y'all enjoy y'all night. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We will be back with yes, I should be back. I'm doing a Father's Day photo shoot, but that's during the day. I should be back for the nighttime so we can see what else that the news world has to offer. Ja Morant's suspension is now on the clock.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
He's on the clock before San Antonio. So we'll wait to see how quickly Adam Silver, if he waits to after the parade, or if we got something first thing in the morning. I'll be curious to see how that looks, what the extent of that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Monday.
Monday.
Get it Monday.
You think they're going to wait a week?
Today? Oh, what's it?
Today's Monday. Nah, today's Monday.
Oh no. Maybe Friday. Friday or Monday. One of them two. That's what I'll say.
So they're gonna go into the weekend. Okay.
Yeah, give them a couple
Comrade
days.
And the rest of y'all. Much appreciated.
Appreciate you.
We will definitely have live coverage. Not live, I'm just kidding. But we will definitely have coverage of the suspension should that come out before Thursday's show. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about there. And yeah, shout out to Denver again. I don't know if it could happen to necessarily a better franchise. John is predicting 30 to 40. Oh, we can do our predictions in case it does come out before we go. Kenny, what are you predicting?
Minimum 30. Minimum 30, I think.
God,
yeah, minimum 30.
Everything I'm hearing is leaning that way. I'm still hoping for 20, maybe even a quarter of the season. But everything that we see says 30 to 40 half the season. So I hope for his sake that's not the case. He's been really quiet. Hopefully that's a good thing.
Good.
But y'all have an amazing night. Enjoy the celebration or get some sleep if you're older like us. And y'all have a blast because we are out.
And the keys, tempo, hey time, let's go.
We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing. Getting with the coverage, we loving it all day. Picking up the news, tell us wherever the ball lay. With the NFL, NBA, they box so. Sports news in the hands of a man with fair takes. Tell them, coach, statistics and realness that's being spoke. Either hit it for the win or they hitting the goal posts. Either way, we woke up to the news of the day. Any Kenny could call it, he like to talk it out with Ray. Fast breaks down the lane, they better move out the way, or they pulling from perimeter. Curry bury the trade, yeah they got it. Woo! Duval with the hottest, Chris and Dev like the master, and mix it up like it's Logic being modest. They been looking for that real, trying to get it feel. Sports podcast, they running back on the real. That's a steal, yeah. They never sick, but they ill. Real sports talk going, deliver signed and sealed. We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL.